Hey guys, it's Mike.
It's Dan.
You're watching the Double Chen Show.
Oh yeah.
If you've ever been to a Western wedding, it usually involves a beautiful dress, cake, lots of dancing. But if you've ever been to a Chinese wedding, they are quite different.
And of course, Chinese wedding customs will vary according to the family's ethnicity and what part of China they're from, but there are some similarities.
So here are some of the common things you'll find in Chinese weddings. Number 1, wedding decorations. The two families decorate the bridal house and the reception site for the upcoming wedding ceremony. Lots of lively colors. Red in particular is used in Chinese wedding decoration. Red banners used for wedding is called happiness banners, which is an essential part of the wedding decorations. It's decorated on both sides of the door of the newlyweds' home and the reception site. The Chinese writing on the banners are typically rhythmic poem praising the adorable couple in the perfect union.
Number 2, photos. In Western weddings, photos are of course taken throughout the day of the wedding, and family photos are often taken after the ceremony but prior to the reception. However, in Chinese weddings, Chinese couples usually start taking their wedding photos way before the wedding day. Now, these photos are usually taken by a wedding studio in front of many different fake backdrops. The couples will wear a range of outfits from traditional tuxedos and wedding dresses, and even to ancient emperor and empress dress, and of course everything in between. In addition to these pre-wedding photos, on the day of the actual wedding, family and friends photo time is very important to Chinese people, especially Southern Chinese, in which the happy couple could spend up to 2 hours taking photos with family and friends in all sorts of combinations. You know, bride and groom and bride's parents, bride and groom's parents, both parents and siblings, both parents and friends, etc., etc.
Number 3, overly cheesy videos. In addition to photos, let's talk about the wedding video. Even though most Chinese people won't eat it, they love cheese. How else would you explain Chinese wedding videos? I mean, come on. You've seen Chinese music videos before, right? That thing just oozes cheddar. Chinese wedding videos are no different. Many couples choose to film a MTV type of video that is designed to make you cringe while watching it. In addition to that video, on the wedding day, many Chinese couples will take a few hours with the videographer to film themselves in a variety of Titanic-esque poses, usually in the local park. If you don't believe me, just go to Central Park any Sunday afternoon around 2 o'clock.
Number 4, crazy door games. Now this one is fun but can sometimes be very painful for the men. Door games originated from ancient times, which implies that the bride is a lovely girl and her family and friends do not want to marry her away. Nowadays, these door games are set up by the ladies to torment the groom and his groomsmen. And if you're thinking of fun-loving games like fun trivia or forcing the groom to profess his love in front of everyone, then you're not wrong. But often, Chinese people take this to a whole new level. So yes, there are trivia questions asked to the groom about the bride and the relationship, but if he gets it wrong, sometimes he has to eat a wasabi sandwich or drink a soy sauce Coke. If you're wondering what a wasabi sandwich is, just imagine 2 thin slices of seaweed and a big chunk of wasabi in the middle. And I don't think I need to describe to you what a soy sauce Coke is.
Number 5, gold and money. In the West, weddings typically cost the newlyweds a significant amount of money, but in China, the bride and groom become significantly better off financially after they get married, especially nowadays where wedding dowries could be in the millions. Traditionally, the bride and groom will receive gold rings, bracelets, earrings, and necklaces from their family and friends, and a whole lot of cash. Chinese couples won't be registered at the local Target or Macy's. The only gift to give a Chinese couple is money, and guests will bring the cash stuffed in red envelopes or hongbao. Nowadays, as more and more Chinese are becoming increasingly wealthy, wedding gifts are growing as well. For example, one father in Fujian, China was reported to have given his daughter, check this out, over $200 million in the form of cars, villas, and stock in their family company.
Number 6, I like this one, the tea ceremony. Then moving on to the official ritual of the Chinese wedding, which equals the wedding vows in a Western wedding, the newlyweds kneel 3 times, to heaven and earth, to the ancestral tablets and their parents, then to each other. The kneeling part has been replaced now with bowing in modern Chinese wedding times. The bride then presents tea to the parents and relatives in sequence of seniority. Those who receive the tea usually gives the bride and groom, yep, you probably guessed it, more gold and money.
Number 7, changing of the dresses. The color red is considered good luck, a strong color that can drive away evil spirits. The traditional Chinese wedding dress in northern China usually is a one-piece dress called a qipao, embroidered with elaborate gold and silver designs. Brides from southern China usually wear a two-piece dress, also elaborately adorned with golden phoenix and dragon. In the old days, a piece of red veil is part of the bride's costume to cover her face during the wedding ceremony. Sometimes, if it's an arranged marriage, the bride wouldn't show her face until the wedding night when the groom unveils the veil. And that's when they see each other for the first time. Anyway, in modern Chinese weddings, the bride changes dresses at least 3 times on the wedding day. She would start with Western-style white wedding gown for a church or civil ceremony. Then at the tea ceremony, she would change to traditional Chinese bridal dress, which she will wear to the reception as well. Before the end of the banquet, she would change into a cocktail dress and greet the guests and then see them off at the door. Thus, this dress is also called 送客 dress or see the guest off dress.
Number 8, food, and of course, more food. In Western weddings, you usually have to tell the bride and groom if you want the chicken or the fish, and you get a piece of a wedding cake after. But at Chinese weddings, the food is meant to put you into a food coma right then and there. There is a Chinese saying, 十全十美, which literally means 10 complete, 10 beautiful. And that basically means something is complete and perfect. That's why the tables at Chinese weddings will seat 10 guests, and they are usually 10 courses for the banquet as well. Certain types of food are commonly served at the Chinese wedding banquet, which includes fish, roast suckling pig, yum, pigeon, chicken cooked with red oil, lobster, and dessert bun with lotus seeds stuffed inside. The pronunciation of fish is the same as abundance, meaning the newlyweds will have plenty of wealth. Roast suckling pig is usually served whole. Pigeon usually implies a peaceful future. Chicken also means phoenix, cooked in red oil to symbolize the wish for a prosperous life ahead for the newlyweds. Lobster is literally called dragon shrimp in Chinese. Now, having lobster and chicken at a Chinese banquet means that the dragon and phoenix are harmonious together, and the yin and the yang elements in this family is balanced. Man, Mike, Chinese weddings are just so much more poetic than Western weddings.
Yeah, and the food is better as well.
Okay, I have to say, I've been to some Chinese weddings and the food was not good. And there was 10 courses, it was not
I know which wedding you're talking about. They went the cheaper route, but I'm just saying usually it's pretty good. If you go to a nice banquet hall, it's pretty good.
I haven't experienced that. Now, a lot of you guys, if you've been watching us, you know that Mike and I have been to a lot of weddings. We both used to shoot weddings.
Yeah, we did.
I just have a bunch of friends that get married all the time.
Yeah. One year, I think I was best man at 5 weddings.
That's a record.
Yeah.
That is a record.
That's crazy. Let me tell you guys something. The Western way to prepare lobster, I think, is boring. You steam it or you boil it. Come on.
Bake it
Dip
though
in
sometimes.
butter.
With
That's
breadcrumbs.
boring. Chinese will cook it in black bean sauce, scallions, or there's a way to cook it. It might not seem good, but it's delicious.
Which is?
They bake it with cheese.
I never heard of that before. But,
What? So good.
I like, of course, yeah, and you know, I like, of course, you saute it in ginger and scallions.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome. Yeah. But I've been to one Chinese wedding with you, and I didn't think the food was like that spectacular.
Well, you've been to one.
Okay.
You gotta compare.
All right.
They're not all
All
the
right.
same.
All right.
There's the amount of money, but that's one thing that is very different, right? Because Chinese people make a lot of money at weddings.
Exactly.
And the Westerners actually
And they
spend
a lot of money. And also the funny thing is, like you said, like when my Western friends get married, of course, like I go to where they register.
Yeah.
Like you said, I've never seen so
Chinese
much
don't
gold.
register.
Like, okay, this might sound weird, you know, if people were gonna rob a bank, I'd be like, don't rob a bank, just rob a Chinese wedding. Don't do that. But I'm saying there's
Now
so
you're
much
giving out
more
the secret.
gold and jewelry.
Now, if any Chinese wedding gets robbed, it's your fault.
I don't understand why they don't have security outside of a Chinese wedding. I really don't, because there's so much money in there. And I'm surprised, like, that when they do the tea ceremony, like, the bride doesn't burn people more often, because nowadays, not a lot of people just know how to make tea. Like, especially the young people. Like, the real tea ceremony.
They don't really make good tea in those ceremonies. They just use whatever.
You don't think they're like trying to do the tea
No,
cha dao and
I
stuff
don't
like that?
think.
But that's what you're supposed to
But
do.
that's not what's going on.
But in ancient times, like, they do the real tea ceremony.
Well, this is much different from that. In ancient times, they also don't give away $200 million. Or maybe they did, but they don't give away, a Porsche.
Good point.
Daddy
Good
gave
point.
to this girl. It's crazy stuff. All right, guys. Hope you learned something from this video. Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you like it, give it a like. See you later.
Bye.